Hey, this is Sam. Today we're going to talk about Homestead. It's a community located right outside of San Antonio. It's an absolutely amazing master plan community. Stay tuned. We're going to give you a little information about the community, give you some pros and cons, and you can decide on your own if it's for you. Hey, on this channel, we tell you everything you need to know about living around Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph. I mean, everything. Eat, sleep, live, work, and play. If that's the information that you want, then click the subscribe button, ring the little bell to be notified the next time we post a video. In the meanwhile, if you know anybody that's thinking about moving to this area, get in touch with me. Give me a phone call, shoot me a text, send an email, however you can, just get in touch with us so we can help you find your next home in this area. So first, we want to tell you a little bit about Homestead, the community, location, the amenities, what's available in this area. So to begin with, Homestead is located right off of I-35. It's really close to New Braunfels, about 2 miles southeast, and it's about 20 miles northeast of San Antonio. So it's northeast of Schertz and Cibolo as well, although it's labeled as being in Schertz. It's kind of weird how the property lines run, but when you get here, you'll figure it out. You'll understand. However, it's only about a 15 to 20 minute drive to get to Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph. And you can also jump on I-35 and stay southwest to get to Fort Sam, Houston. Probably about 25, 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes in the morning with the traffic and on the way back in the afternoon. But it's a pretty good location, not as close to San Antonio as some people would like to be, but you get the amenities that's afforded in New Braunfels, which is a smaller city, but it still has all of the restaurants and the shopping that you need to go and do whatever you need to do. Not only that, New Braunfels is home to Schlitterbahn, one of the best water parks in the world, and it's also home to the Guadalupe River. So a lot of people get on the river, go rafting up and down the river. And also, if you like fishing, you can go up to Canyon Lake. Now, Canyon Lake also has an area that's set aside specifically for military members and families. So if you're a part of the military, you really enjoy that. They have camping spots. You can stay overnight. It's a pretty good deal. So this location isn't bad at all. I mean, you're close to New Braunfels, like I said, and you're only about a 15, 20-minute drive to Joint Base San Antonio, Randolph. So you can live, work, and play kind of in the same area. So let's talk about the fitness center here at the Homestead community. This recreational and fitness center is designed for both indoor and outdoor activities. So the reason we say that is because we have a space inside where you can go and work out. It's just like a gym. And then you can walk outside and go to a trail and go jogging, biking, whatever you want. If you want to take a long walk, you can do that as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. So I took a tour through this place when I was out here recently, and it is absolutely amazing. So right now you can see what's all included. I mean, they have equipment that you would see in a gym. So this isn't just a couple of treadmills thrown in a room and called a fitness center. I mean, they have free weights in here. They have all of the benches that you need. They have exercise balls in here. They have the machines you can do pull-ups on. They have almost anything that you can imagine here in this gym, and it's right on site. They have treadmills. They have punching bags. They have all types of equipment here. So it's absolutely amazing to have this equipment so close by in your community. So you don't have to get up in the morning and drive 5 to 10 miles to go to the gym and come back home and work out. If you're living in a community, you can actually get out, walk over to the gym, and then walk back home when you're done. And if you don't want to work out in the gym, you can take a stroll along one of the parks or one of the trails in the area. So let's talk a little bit about the trails that are available as a part of the indoor-outdoor fitness center that I mentioned before. So Homestead has 4 trails in the area, and if they're not complete yet, they will be complete by the time this whole community is built out. So there's 4 trails. There's the Homestead Trail, the Deerhorn Trail, the Mesquite Loop Trail, and the Norman Hill Loop Trail. So the next area I want to talk about is Homestead Commons. Now, Homestead Commons is the place where you go and relax, have a good time. They have an open air pavilion out here where they have barbecue grills already set up. So if you want to plan a barbecue with your friends and family, all you have to do is just come over to the park. They have the grills already set up with wash station. They have adequate seating area, and it's all covered because it is hot in San Antonio, I tell you. So by having this covered open air pavilion available to you, you get the breeze and everything, but you're still covered and protected from the sun. Now, while you're out barbecuing, the pool is right next to the pavilion. So you can have the kids go over, they can jump in the pool, have a good time, splash around if they want to, if that's their thing. And if you want to, you can go jump in the pool too, have somebody watching the food, and everything's nearby. So this is absolutely amazing feature that Homestead Commons have here in this area. There's decking around the pool, not necessarily decking, but there's patio space where you can lay out on the chairs. They have umbrellas, so you really feel like you're at Six Flags, for example, right? Even when you're out in Schertz, Texas. So it's a great feel to the community. They also have a splash pad, and then there's some equipment for the kids to play on as well. So I see a merry-go-round out there. I used to love those things when I was growing up. Maybe I can jump on that and have a good time. But that's what the Commons is about. There's a green space just in front of the gym for people to go out and hang out and play soccer a little bit, or just throw the football around. Just a good hangout space for everybody to get together. So this amenity center is definitely a plus for this neighborhood. Now, all of those amenities are going to cost you about $77 a month in HOA fees. So that rounds to about $925 a year. So when you're looking in the community, make sure that you're aware of that additional cost as well. All right, so we've talked about the amenities, we've talked about the location. Let me give you a little information about the builders that are out here in this area and kind of what the expectations are for this neighborhood. I'm going to pull up a map right here for you. Now, this is a map of the overall community. If you look, this is a huge area. So it's about 500 acres of land that they're developing. You'll see that they have some future commercial development planned for this area. And they have a future Schertz-Cibolo Universal City Independent School District. That's the SCUCISD. You have a school district school plan for this area as well. So not only would you have the amenities of Homestead Commons, which you'll see on the map there, you have a school located right down the street as well. So right now, when I was out there, they had about 185 units that they had already built, 185 homes. They're planning on taking this community up to 2,000 homes. 2,000 homes. I mean, that is amazing. You can see on the map, they have green space that we mentioned before. There's a future city park planned to go in right next to the school. There's also some future commercial development there in the purple as well. And that will be by the Homestead community itself. And that'll be located just north of the Homestead Parkway and also over near Green Valley Road. Now, if you look at the color charts, you have phase one. That's where you'll see the blue, the orange homes there. If you look at the legend there, you'll see that those homes are 65 feet wide. The home sites are 65 feet wide and 120 feet deep for the ones in orange. Now, the ones in the light blue, they're 55 feet across and about 120 feet deep. So those are pretty good sized lots, and it offers a lot of space. I mean, you're not going to have a half an acre of land that you're living on, but it's enough land to get by with, and you don't need that much of a backyard because you have this great Homestead Commons area with all the amenities there. So most people will spend their time there instead of actually at their home in the backyard. And not to mention the future city parks that's going to go in that will allow you some additional options for activities and places for kids to go play. They'll probably have some basketball goals, maybe tennis courts. You just never know what they're going to put in these parks. So it offers a lot of amenities, but again, we're at 185 units built and they're looking about 2,000 units. There's 4 builders out here. There's Chesmar, Castle Rock, Scott Felder, and Perry Homes. So all of these home builders are good quality home builders. They produce different styles and different types of homes. So it's really good to see this mix of home builders out in the area, in this community. So it's going to offer you a lot of options. You don't have to go with the same builder as your neighbor. You can have a different builder, a whole different design. There's more floor plans available. So you have a lot more options. And that's pretty good being in this neighborhood. And like I said, this is going to be huge. It's going to be 500 acres of developed home, 2,000 homes out there. So as San Antonio and Schertz and Cibolo continues to grow, this community will definitely, I believe, this community will stand out in the future. And if you can get in and get a good price on a home now before those other 1,800 homes are built, you could come out pretty well in the future. Right now in San Antonio, the prices of lumber is increasing like crazy. So the prices of home go up like at least once a month. You see a $4,000 or $5,000 jump in prices. So the sooner you can get into these communities, the better, because the prices just seem to keep going up. Now I don't know what the future is going to hold, but that's kind of where we are right now. Let me tell you a few of the pros that I see in this community. This is an excellent community. I think the location is absolutely great. You have a 2,300 square foot amenity center on site. You have an on-site gym. You have an on-site pool. You have a playground for the kids. You have a school looking to be going into this area as well. You have walking trails that you can go and exercise on. You have a city park that's coming in as well. So this is a master plan community, and it will, if they build out 2,000 homes in this neighborhood, in this community, it's going to be amazing. I mean, if you can get into this place now, it's definitely a pro to get in on the upswing of this community and neighborhood. And a lot of people don't know about it. It's off of I-35, and it looks kind of plain from the road, but when you drive in, you're amazed by what they're doing back here. So that is definitely a pro that I see, getting in early in this community, getting a home built now, and watching the price go up as they continue to build these homes in this community. Now you want to stay for a little while. You don't want to get in and leave before the community is done, because then you're competing with the new home sales. But if you want to get a good price and get in early, this would be a good opportunity to do that. The next thing I want to talk about is the location and being so close to I-35. Now, once this community spreads out, you're going to be a little bit further from the road, but being able to drive out of the community and jump right on I-35 without having to go through a lot of the back roads is good. It gives you quick access to San Antonio. It gives you quick access to New Braunfels. You could jump on I-35 and get to San Marcos, get to Austin, anywhere you need to be in 30, 45 minutes. 45 minutes you could be in Austin, or you can be in San Antonio. So that is definitely a plus, and I consider that a pro. There are a lot of amenities in San Antonio and in New Braunfels that I mentioned before, like Schlitterbahn is in New Braunfels. It's a kind of an old German type town, so it's pretty good to be within 2 minutes of New Braunfels and within like 45 minutes of Austin or San Antonio. That is definitely a pro. The third pro that I think is out there is the builders. These are good builders that are out in these areas, and that's just my opinion. Everyone thinks of this differently. So what's good for me may not be necessarily good to you. So I'm just saying that these are they're not the lower tier builders building in this community. So what that tells me is that this is a community that will continue to thrive and grow. And with this master plan community and paying what you're paying in HOA fees and all the amenities that are available, this is something that I think the city and the community will really keep up with as it grows and matures. So now I want to tell you a few of the cons that I see in moving out to Homestead. The first con I see is the price. So as you drive by the community, you'll see that the price says from $200,000 to $400,000. Well, I can guarantee you can't walk in that community under $300,000. Yeah, the prices have already gone up. So when it first opened up, they said the mid 200s. So you're already starting at 250. And that's the base model home of the smallest home in the neighborhood. That's how they get that mid 200s. I'm looking at more like 300 to 450, 500. And that price can continue to grow as I talked about earlier. So if you're not moving into this community now, the con is it may take a little bit more money to get in this community later on. We just never know. Another con is there's a lot of building left. They've only built about 200 units out of 2,000. So they're only 1/10 of the way done, which means there's going to be a lot of construction going on in this area, a lot of dust in the air. It's really dry in San Antonio, so dust goes everywhere. So you'll have to deal with the noise and the construction and all of that as if you were to move into this community today. So to me, that is a con. If you don't like the noise of construction and all the working and all that going on, then that would probably be a con for you as well. All right, so even though I mentioned this as a pro, being close to I-35, the con that I see is the location and the access to I-35 that you have getting on from this community. So it's not conveniently located so that as soon as you get to the access road, you can jump on I-35. You have to drive down the road about a mile or two before you can hit the turnaround loop to go back into the San Antonio area. So the access is one way. You have to drive a couple miles, turn the loop, then head back to San Antonio, get back on I-35. Now with the growth in this area in the near future, that could be worrisome, that could be bothersome. Now I-35 does back up all the way from San Antonio up to Schertz and Cibolo area. So you could be dealing with traffic going either way, especially on the weekends and during rush hour during the day. So to me, that's kind of a con that I don't really like. They haven't really developed the back roads behind this neighborhood so that you can jump on some main throughways and get to where you need to be, or an alternate route to I-35. So if you're living in this community and you want to go somewhere further than just the local area, you do have to jump on I-35, and the traffic could be a little bit crazy out there. So today we checked out the Homestead community. I mean, it's a absolutely gorgeous community out there. But if that's not what you're looking for, then that's fine. That's not what you're looking for. We're here to help you find what you are looking for. So if you have some ideas, if there's certain things that you're looking for around Joint Base San Antonio area, give us a phone call, shoot us a text message, send us an email. We'll be sure to get back in touch with you and help you find exactly what you're looking for.